existence is not life, and you don't really have a life. So that's something for you to think about. Everything that they open their mouth and say is through sarcasm, telling half-truths on people, and sometimes just straight out lying on people, or setting people up to create confusion and discourse. Okay? People don't want to be around you, and then you blame them. Oh, these people don't want to come around me no more. They don't want to deal with me no more. I'm just saying it like that. They don't want to deal with me no more. I don't know. They just think they better than me and blah, 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 blah. Well, what are you talking about that makes sense for somebody to listen to? What are you talking about? Okay? And next thing you know, you got a headache. Oh, and it's not the headache. It's you. You've become numb to life. You find pleasure in other people's misfortunes, and you can't wait to get on the phone and girl, did you hear this? Girl, man, guy, did you see this? Did you hear this? And that's when we say misery loves company. And then the next thing is happy people and productive people make you mad. And you know what? I'm going to tell people, I'm sorry. That my presence ignites your demons. Those are your demons to deal with. Don't get mad at me. You got to figure out what it is that's making you mad. If you're mad at the way a person looks, then you got to you go fix yourself up. If you're mad at the way a person is speaking, then figure out what you're mad about. Reflect on you. Don't get mad at them. Stop judging that. And then stop judging people. Because guess what's going to happen? It's going to get to the point you can't sleep. And you up watching TV all night because there's nothing else constructive for you to do. You have not realized you are alone. You put yourself in the box. This is why this course is called Get Out of the Box. Everyone has left you, and you don't even know it. You just think everything is okay, but you just up watching TV. But to everyone else, life is passing you. But to everyone else, you tripping. You don't understand what's wrong with everybody, and life is passing you by because you're stuck and you in the box, and you don't even know you're in the box. That's the worst part about it. You find yourself in circumstances where you feel like the victim, and you're never going to be accountable for your actions. Remember I told you about that victim mentality? This is what it leads to. These type of behaviors. You didn't never do anything wrong, even though you know you were lying on people. You get to the point that you can't even be honest with yourself. You have to call everybody else up and tell everybody a lie just to get everybody on your side. And you know you're lying. You know you're lying. But yet you never own anything about what you're doing to others and how you're harming other people's and how you're wreaking havoc on other people emotionally. But it gets to a point where people just tune you out. It gets to a point where you call them on the phone, they already know you're lying about something. They already know you did something. They already know what your tendencies are. And you really are stuck in this box that you put yourself in. And then when people try to come and talk to you and they say, they try to uplift you and they talk to you about prayer, meditation, anything inspirational, because mentally you shy away from these people. You don't want to hear it because you have your own set of demons and you're not ready to deal with you. You're not ready to deal with yourself. But guess what? You won't deal with yourself, but your demons are dealing with you. And that's something to think about. I mean, this is deep. This is really deep. And a lot of people, I'm not saying it's you, but a lot of people in life, you can identify with someone that has these tendencies. When you have people like that, you have to leave them where they are. Because guess what? You can't come up to my level. I can't come down to yours. I am on a journey. I've got things that I'm trying to accomplish in my life. I have things that I'm trying to do in my life. And this is not going to help me. And guess what? When you decide that you want to dispel of these negative behaviors, I'm going to see you, but I'm going to check in on you from time to time. I might call and inquire and ask how so-and-so doing. That's my way of checking on you, because picking up the phone and talking to you, that's too toxic. So I'm not going to do it. So don't get mad at me, get mad at you. Another thing that happens with people when they're like that, they're bored all the time. So think about this. Someone calls you and they ask you, hey, how you doing? And this is the truth. I hate to say it. They ask you how you doing. You reply, shit, just another day in a different way. Well, ask yourself, why is this? Could it be that you're stuck? You're stuck in life. And that's how you feel. It's truly how you feel, because you don't have anything else to talk about that's constructive. You can't even, if you can't remember the last time you took a walk, you watched the sunset, or the sunrise, or you even walked barefoot in the grass or felt the breeze on your face, that you could even recognize that, wow, this wind is beautiful. You have no connection whatsoever about the beauty of nature and how common it can be. That spiritual calm, that's your moment of truth right there. And that needs to trigger your sense of urgency about living a meaningful and purposeful life. Trigger your sense of urgency about becoming intentional. Follow these steps to detoxify your mindset in an intentional way. These are some things that I do. I meditate every morning, and I meditate on space and time. And meditating on space and time can lead to spending quality time doing what you like. Getting back to the basics, spending time outside. When you go outside, it's the most beautiful feeling. When you make your space, you make a beautiful private space in your yard. And then guess what? When you start getting when you start getting and staying connected with nature, things change around you. I'm going to tell you another little story. It's going to be, I'm just opening up today. I want to open up. Me and my husband, we bought a house. And when we bought our house, the backyard was horrible. I mean, it was like a forest back there. It really was. And I just started it was something about it. I knew better. And I was like, I need some flowers back here. I need some mulch back here. I need some rocks back here. I need some pavers back here. And I just wanted to work on this space. So I started working on the space. When I would get stressed, I'd go outside and work on the yard. When I'm talking about, I had my gloves, my rake, my pitchfork, whatever I needed, things to lawnmower, cutting bushes, it didn't matter. Then I started going to the store and I started getting weed killer because I started creating something. I just knew that it was some peace. Every time I went out there and spent time out there, I was at peace. I didn't care what I was dealing with. I was at peace. I was meditating in this space. And I was spending quality time doing something I like. Now, here we are, 5 years later. My husband, it's a beautiful, beautiful outside living space. It's a beautiful space. Outside furniture, patio, friends coming through on the weekends, husband in the backyard barbecuing every weekend, chest stuck out, feeling good. And then guess what? We're sharing our space with our friends and family. And people come over. They need to just have a little fun. They sit out there with my husband. They'll sit out with me. But we've created a beautiful space with flower beds and just, where you can just hear nature, listen to the birds if you need to. And that was part of getting back to the basics, spending time outdoors, even to the point that I told the grandchildren when they came over, we're going to have breakfast outside. And they said, okay. I said, okay. And so we have a camper, and we went in the camper and we started pulling the grills out and the things that we do when we went camping. And and they couldn't understand that they were going to spend the whole weekend outside. But they were not going to sleep outside. But if they wanted to, they could have just went to sleep in the camper and still been outside. But the point is that I unintentionally started something that I like to do, and it's turned into a tradition. It turned into being able to spend time with family, friends, children, grandchildren, eating outside, grilling outside, cooking outside, eating at the patio table, sitting all down together. I think it's even on Facebook. And we did do that, and just sitting there, cooking a full breakfast on the grills, just cooking a full breakfast, hooking up stuff. And grandbaby said, Grandma, I said, what? It said, well, does the stove work? Of course it works, but you gonna learn how to live outside too. So if something ever happened to you, if you need to grill something, you can. You're gonna learn going back to the basics. Now when they come over, are we gonna go outside? Absolutely, we're outside. We're going outside today. Give me a minute. And they know they're gonna be in the yard with Grandma and Grandpa. in the summers. And so that's what it comes down to, meditating on space and what this built. When you start meditating in your spaces, you have no idea what you're going to do, what you're going to build, and what you're going to be able to look back and say, we did this or I did this. And knowing what you're capable, full well capable of being able to accomplish. And getting back to the basics, being in nature, take some you time. Some people might not want to do that. So take some you time, maybe a drive, not rushing. Just taking some you time. It could be just going to the grocery store and taking your time about it. It can be doing what you want to do, taking your drive. Some people like writing things down, journaling. Write it down, come back and read it a week or two later. Reflect about how you feel at that time and then how you feel today. It could be a year. If you ever wrote something and read it a year later and be like, wow, man, I feel so different today. I feel good. Taking time to eat healthy. Reflect on you. Take time, eat healthy. Get off social media for a day or two. Don't just stay and live on. Get off of it for a day or two. Find something else to do. Pamper yourself and don't feel guilty about it. Remove toxic people and relationships. It is okay to say no. Focus on your schedule. And in that schedule, if you know you can't do it, then don't do it. Say, I'm sorry, I want to do it, but I'm not able to do it. Okay? Simplify life. Put your phone down. Turn it off for a few hours. And just get into doing something meaningful. Renew relationships, love, friends, family, quality time, something meaningful. The world is about to open back up. Did you get your COVID shot? I got mine. The world is going to open back up. Go get your COVID shot. Be intentional about finding out where you need to go to get it. So you can be part of the world opening back up. When it opens back up, then you can renew these beautiful relationships of love, family, friends, and get that quality time in. By July, hopefully things will be normal. That's what we're hearing. Practice humility and create a cause. Define a cause in your life. Get out whatever you're struggling with, and more importantly, whoever you're struggling with emotionally, set some boundaries. Set emotional boundaries with people, and stay committed to it. And guess what? These are my personal boundaries, and if you can't stay committed to you tell people, look, these are my boundaries, and I don't go past these boundaries, and I have them in place for a reason. Okay. And if they can't commit and respect your respect your personal boundaries, then one strike, that's one strike. Okay, all right, you got one strike. Okay, 2 strikes, and you know what it means. 3 strikes, you out of there. Get rid of them because they're toxic. You know what I'm saying? You deal with them the way that you know how. A note, a hello, a goodbye, whatever. But they're not in that intricate circle of yours. Practice gratitude. This keeps you in the practice of being humble and grateful to people, and to also be thankful for what you have in life. And I guarantee you, with the spirit of humility, you might not even have scratched the surface of your own greatness, actually of what life really holds in store for you. Because you always want to practice this, because guess what? Sometimes when we become successful, we become arrogant. And that's the last thing you want to do. Don't be arrogant towards people. Stay with gratitude. Check yourself. If you know, for instance, you're on the phone with somebody and you having this ugly attitude, check yourself. And if you don't have time, you could say it in a nice way. You know what? I really want to have time with you, but right now I don't have time. I'm going to have to talk with you a little later. I've got something really pressing. And keep a journal. Track your process. Journaling is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And then pick up your journal a year later and see what all you accomplished and what you didn't do. Go back on it. Last but not least, view all of this as a journey. It's not a destination. This is just the beginning. You're just on this journey. So with that being said, I want to have a commercial break about get out of the box. Something I'm really excited about. So let's listen to it. I'm going to bring this commercial break in, and then after that, we're going to come back and we're going to get to part 2, the other part of this. And I'm taking my time with you because I didn't talk to you before last week. So I'm going to be intentional about everything today. And you know I love you. So let's get to our commercial break.